Hey all, Hipper here. So today is yet another Lepanto day here, and let's just have a look at my build first, because this is a really interesting battle, so I wanted to share it with you. So Revel and everything 16.4 here is the best secondary build you can possibly get on this ship here. And as you can see, it's a full secondary build. Makes sense on this ship here, pretty much the only ship it makes sense on, really. Schlieffen perhaps as well. 4 heals, 3 exhaust smokes, and of course I have the enhanced secondary. So 9.9 range, let's just call it 10 for, you know, sake of it. And I played more than 50 battles in Lepanto now, and it is just a nutty ship. Like, it's really, really good. So if you're looking for a ship that actually, you know, rewards a secondary build, well, this is the one. Don't have to look any further. And I believe, like I said in the beginning of the video, it is the only ship with a Schlieffen, like a distant second, really. So this is a 5 versus 5, and this is like the most infuriating loss I've had in a very long time. And it makes it even more infuriating because I actually know the player I lost to. And that's what it is. Infuriating is probably not the right word. I mean, we've met each other many times. We always have a good time and a good GG after the battle. But anyway, like I said, this is a 5 versus 5. So in these smaller battles here, if you make mistakes, you're going to pay for them dearly. Like, there's less teammates around who can make up for bad plays. So for example, this La Foudre here, he starts out the battle by reversing. You know, in normal battles, that's already a really bad idea, one of the worst ideas you can possibly have. So he sacrifices his destroyer right off the bat here because he's not interested in defending his destroyer. He likes to sit at, you know, max range and spam HE and pretty much just giving up this whole flank here. But of course, I need to get rid of him, and which is annoying because he's far away, he's 15 kilometers away. But at least I've got both battleships over here. So that's plays into my hand right here, and I've got a destroyer for spotting. And so far, so good. So if only, you know, the guys left at A and B can do, you know, pretty well, then we should have this one padded down. So if you ever find yourself in one of these smaller battles here, and here I'm just staying unspotted because I want to help Cap, and it's small details like these that, because there's less players in the battle, right? If you mug up these things here, see how I'm waiting until I cap before I fire, then you're going to lose, because like I said, there's no mommy around to make up for your mistakes. If you're a bad player, then you're going to be absolutely punished in these smaller battles here. Unless, you, of course, you are lucky to be, you know, matched up with a bunch of potatoes. But usually that's not the case. And it's not the case in this battle here. There's at least one very, very good player on the other team. And, you know, like I said, I have the battleships over here. Need to get rid of them. I am a battleship myself. So I'm going to just start pushing here. So I'm destroyer spotting, meaning I can just have my secondaries go off. And I'm not shooting because I'm hidden now in my smoke, and I will be for another 25 seconds. So I can whittle this Iwami down here pretty nicely in those 20 seconds here. And once I get in range of the La Foudre, I can just do the whole thing over again. And there's nothing they can do. They can't spot me because they sacrificed the destroyer right off the bat. Like the worst play possibly in this battle here. Like, it's just silly. So, dear battleship players, like, if you find yourself at the receiving end of, you know, a secondary shower like this, or a golden high explosive shower, anything like that, and you feel like it's really unfair because you can't fight back, well, it's probably because you made a huge mistake in the battle earlier on, and it's really your own fault. In the vast majority of cases, that's exactly what's going on. It's simply battleship players not having the proper understanding of the game. They don't play as a team. They don't support their teammates. You know, they just sit somewhere in open water and, like the La Foudre, shoots HE at, you know, ships that have no bearing on the battle. Like, what was I gonna do there? I was going in, you know, bow on, and what's the point of shooting HE at me? Maybe you get a fire, yes, but that's it. You should you know, move in, support your destroyer, just like I did. And that's the Battleship way. But so few Battleship players actually do that. Most of them are, you know, borderline useless. And the more Battleships there are in a game, the worse the gameplay tends to be. And that's just a fact. And you know, I may be rough on Battleship players, but I think it's warranted. This game has been out for 4 years now, and I see people that I recognize from 2019, and they play the exact same way in their battleships as they have always done. And they throw battles, and they sacrifice their teammates when they don't have to. They don't push up. They sit behind islands, and you know, rob themselves of any chance of making any sort of difference in the battle, or you know, shooting at the enemy or anything like that. So look what the destroyer is doing here. He's smoking me up because he knows that I'm unspotted when I'm smoked up. And what a play. I mean, what a play. Bravo to this guy here. I don't know who you are, but thank you very much. And of course, as the Battleship player here, I know exactly what he's doing, so I'm not firing my main guns. I'm going to use this to, you know, the fullest, and just let my secondaries do the work, and have this Lepanto here really, you know, have a second thought about how he approached this battle here, because, I mean, that's just not the way to play at tier 8 or tier 7 or whatever this is. For me it's tier 8, for him I guess it's tier 7. So yeah, cold guy there in the Hayate. Fabulous play. Like, this is the team play I want to see, and wow, it's very, very rare that you actually see randoms playing off what other randoms are doing in a way like this. It's just a joy to see, really. So naturally everyone else is dead, but that's okay. They have taken out, you know, 2 destroyers. I guess that's fair enough. So it's up to us now. But the last player left is a guy called Ultra, and like I said, I've run into him since the beginning of the game, and he's a really good player. And every time I'm up against him, like, or we're up against each other, it's usually the 2 of us last standing, and always someone has to win, right? So I'm going into this engagement here in a pretty good mood. I mean, I'm at more than half health. I have 2 smokes left. My secondary boost is just about to come around. I have maxed my reload. It's the purple epic is maxed. I do 10% more damage with my secondaries. So you know, I'm pretty happy. So all I need is just for the destroyer to spot, and my secondaries should finish this guy here off as soon as I can get in range. But he is pushing a little bit too quickly ahead. I am a little bit worried here, and I'm just telling him, okay, you go for the cap, and I'll try to you know, keep this guy at bay here. But we're losing spot here, and I didn't count on that. So I was just assuming the destroyer would wait for me in that position where he's there, because even if this Adriatico gets in like a full broadside of torpedoes, he won't be able to sink me, and I'll be able to take him out quickly with my secondaries, because the B cap is what counts here, right? We are ahead on points, so he needs to take this cap. He cannot leave it, and of course we need to keep it. And again, these are the considerations you have to make as a Battleship player as well. If you're riding the white line in a situation like this, you've lost the battle already. And I had to push out to get that Lepanto that was, you know, reversing. He gets spotted. I'm ready for it. I shoot, but he gets my destroyer, unfortunately, and I don't get him. I do get a high caliber out of that shot there, though. But again, all I have to do is push him out of the B cap, right? And we're behind on points now because he managed to hold on to it for a while. So, I mean, I see so many battleships in a situation like this, and they just, you know, turn around and flee. And like, what's the point of that? Like, if you flee in this situation here, you're going to lose, definitely. There's no question about it. And, you know, in this situation here, it's not looking good. It was looking very nicely before when I had a spotter, but in this situation here, I mean, the Adriatico is much faster than I am, so he'll be able to take the C cap without really me being able to do anything about it. And I'm also worried that while I'm capping this cap here, he might actually be shooting at me and then resetting me. And of course I can't have that. So right now I'm just trying to figure out where he could possibly be, because and I'm just buying a little time here because I know my smoke only lasts for 40 whatever something seconds. So here's my chance. He's going behind the island, and that means that he won't see me reposition now. So if I can pop the smoke before he comes out, like I'm going to do here in a second, he won't know where I am. And of course he can't shoot now, because then he's spotted, and you know, I'll be able to take him out. And if he dies, I'll lose. No, I win, of course. So Torp's safely cleared, and he's blinding himself now. That, you know, is very nicely for me. So I pop the smoke now, because I know I'll be hidden for the time it takes me to grab this cap here. So he's blind firing now, because, I mean, Ultra is smart. He knows he just has to reset me, and the victory is assured, right? So all I have to do is get into behind this island here and make sure he doesn't accidentally blind fire me here. And then at least I'm grabbing this cap here, right? It's still not looking too good, because Ultra can just go for the C cap, and I'm far too slow to do anything about it. And this is where, you know, you have to make, you know, a decision, because I can't catch him. It's an Adriatico. It goes 50 knots. There's nothing I can do about it. So I'm just going to sit here, and I'm just going to see, does he go for the C cap or does he go for me, right? I mean, I want him to go for me, but obviously Ultra is way too smart for that. He's going for the C cap instead. And, you know, most players in this situation would just continue straight ahead and say, okay, well, I'm just going to go and see if I can find him at the C cap. I mean, obviously, how are you going to be able to do that? It'll take you 2 minutes to get to the C cap. And by then, the cap is taken. It's been taken for a long time. And the destroyer is probably already on its way back to the B cap to grab that cap for some extra XP, you know? So you gotta take those things into account. So that's also why I am not going that way. Because I'm betting, because that's what I would do. I would go to the C cap, I would grab the C cap, and then when the battleship leaves the B cap, I would go back to the B cap and then hopefully grab that before the timer runs out. And yeah, that would be it. So I'm just going to check now. I'm going to go out here and see if I get spotted. He's still on this side here of the map. But if I'm not spotted, that means that he is indeed going back for the B cap. So I'm not spotted. That means he's around the corner. He's probably grabbed the cap and he's heading back in that direction. So, you know, my only chance now in this game here, because I'm 50 points behind, I cannot catch this destroyer. It's impossible. He's not going to show himself to me. This is like an experienced player. He's not going to suddenly open fire or anything like that. But what I do think is that he's probably going to go for more XP. So that is my plan here. Hopefully I can surprise him by going the other way around the island. And if I'm lucky, I can surprise him coming around the corner here. Maybe he's even close enough for me to spot him. If not, then yeah, unless he fires, then I'm still going to lose. There's not much I can do about it, right? So, you know, that's pretty much my plan. And I've shared, you know, every thought going through my head in this battle here with you now. And I'd say that's quite a few thoughts. I mean, not to brag. I do have a thought or two in my head. But if you play Battleships and you aren't making these calls, you aren't making these decisions, and you're just blindly following like a lone destroyer around the map, for example, or reversing in your Lafudra off to the white line and leaving your destroyer to get ripped apart by the secondaries, then you need to reevaluate your play style, and perhaps also if battleships are, you know, the right thing for you to play. Right? So now the plan is, if I get spotted, like I am now, and I don't see the destroyer because I was hoping to spot him here, right? But that didn't happen. So I'm going to have to pop my smoke, and then I'm just going to try to rush him. Okay? That's the plan. Because if I don't spot him, I'm going to lose. So if he torps me now, so be it. I mean, I'm doing the best I can, and there's really nothing else I can do, right? And now this is interesting. He's shooting now, and I don't really understand why. I was going to ask Ultra about this, actually, because there's no point. He can't really reset me anyway. I already have the cap, and he's not going to sink me, obviously. and you know, he might want to taunt me. I get it, yes, maybe. And then right here, my smoke is working against me because I'm pretty sure he's within spotting distance now, but I can't see him because I'm in the smoke, right? So I need to get out of my smoke, and there's 14 seconds left. So I'm turning my ship to get my secondaries into action in case he's spotted right here outside the smoke, right? You have to think about everything. And it happens, there he is. My aim is off, he wasn't exactly where I thought he would be, and I have 1 second left. And I actually fire my guns, but I don't get him. So, yeah, what a loss, right? But, you know, Ultra, well played as always, and it's always a pleasure to go up against you. Look at that guy, 3,400 XP and 4 kills. I mean, crazy stuff. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this battle, and see you out there.